I feel like with these big artists, they'll use these younger artists. Like they'll get that fuel from you. Like they'll take that from you. And then they'll keep riding off. Because truthfully, this album sounds like Drake has some music and that shit wasn't finished. And 21, come fuck, yo, listen to this shit. I'm pretty sure they made some records together, but for the most part, it sounds like Drake has some songs and he needed some help. As crazy as that sound. Because those last 2 albums that you dropped, last 3 for real, if we want to be real, it just, I feel like I'm going to get sniped after this. Now, if you want to check out my live reaction to this album, you can go here. I'll put it in the corner up here somewhere, lollygagging, you know. Now that I had a few days to listen to the album, I wanted to give a good analysis of it and not just like the live reaction version where it's just, you know, in the moment kind of thing. Let's just say congratulations to Drake and 21 Savage. The album sold 400K in the first week, which is the biggest hip-hop numbers this year, which is just crazy, you know. I said something in the reaction video when I said this is the best Drake album since Views, and I might have spoke too soon. I think it's his best album maybe since More Life. Let me just give the great parts of this album. 21 Savage, 1. 2, Drake and 21 Savage, their chemistry on this album was just great. The production I thought was great to an extent. I thought they did something with the beat switch. I thought the beat switches were great. I feel like this is the hungriest Drake has sounded in, I don't know, it's been a couple albums, you know. I feel like his last 2 albums were just hit or miss. So I feel like this is his best effort as a rapper. And I felt like being with 21, he was allowed to step out of a comfort zone and just be a little bit more misogynistic. It felt like it was a more freer Drake, even though we're coming off the Honestly Nevermind, what was a house album, so you would think that would be the free album, but I felt like he felt more free and more energized on this album with 21. What else did I like about this album? The samples that they chose to flip. I love the Jay-Z flip. I love the AZ flip. Some people know it as Dipset flip. That's probably it. And as far as the things I feel like were wrong with it, or that just listening to it, I find it like, okay. 21 just disappears like halfway through the album, and that kind of irks me. Like it feels like the character in the series that they bring in, and then they build you up to love him, and then he just disappears. For it to be a Drake and 21 Savage album, which is presented as, it didn't come off that way. I feel like Drake was more dominant on the album, obviously, than 21 Savage. Though we did get 21 Savage sounds in it, it was more Drake to me. I'll ask you this question, you leave the answer in the comments. Do we not want Drake to like outgrow this immature kind of shit? I listen to the raps, though Drake is flowing well and it sounds good. Like it really sounds good. It sounds great. Like it really sounds great. It sounds energized, everything. But he's not saying a damn thing. Like he's not saying anything. Absolutely nothing. You know, I hear people online saying, oh, what do you want him to talk about? Politics and blah, blah, blah. No, I hate that. And I'm just using Drake as the example here, but I hate when we lock this artist in, and I think it's blind fandom in a way. When we say, or when I say, I'll just speak for myself. When I say that I want Drake to try something different or just mature in his raps a bit, I don't want him to fucking talk about politics and things like that. Like, I don't think that's the only option of not being so immature in your raps at your age. Like it has to be some soul there. It has to be some medicine in this candy somewhere. And I don't think it's no medicine anywhere. If you want to be Hove, talk at least Hove like drop jewels in a way. You just shit on everybody. Yeah, that's something I just don't understand with Drake. Also, he's making songs saying like broke boys, I can't fuck with broke boys. And on my reaction, I liked it, right? If you go and look at my reaction, I might put it in right here. Pause. I might insert the clip right here. Listening back to it, I'm like, what the fuck? Hold up. What? Why didn't he just give this hook to the City Girls? Any other woman in hip-hop, Cardi, Flo, like you could have gave this hook to someone else. It just doesn't feel right. It feels like a reach. That one, and it's treacherous, I can't even say it. treacherous twin is Ridiculous. I'm not saying that it's bad. This is where I go back to my point of like, it all sounds great. But what the fuck are we listening to? Like, what are we listening to? He shouldn't be saying this at this stage in his career. Drake doesn't have ammunition. So he has to create hatred to fuel his pen. So rather that be bringing up shit from Drum from 6 years ago, or talking about Serena Williams' husband, or saying that you only did Linked Up with the Ops, that shit was for Jay Prince. Was it still for Jay Prince when y'all was at Noble with Kanye, you, Baby Keem, and Trav? Was it still, like, what is that for? It's very and I hate to take it here, but it's dark, bro. Like, it's very dark. And I don't think, people even mention it because, it's fucking Drake and it sounds great. Like I said, it sounds amazing. But when you listen to it, it's like, hold on, wait, what? I had notes. I totally been going off the rails with this, just freestyling, but I did have notes. And the Drake songs are my least favorite. Middle of the Ocean is crazy. Middle of the Ocean is crazy. I'm not gonna take anything bad about that. Jumbotron shit popping, no. And the one that's the longest song on the album, I think it's Hours in Silence. Leave it in the comments. How do you listen to the end of that? And my last thing, I wanted to say this before. I know a lot of people touching on the Meg Thee Stallion thing, and I just wanted to say this. I don't understand how on Spin About You, he mentions, I think on his opening verse, he mentions it's something like, it's fucked up how niggas who get no pussy telling women what to do with their bodies type shit. And he was like, somebody gotta protect y'all type shit, right? And I thought it was like, how fucking hypocritical are you on one song talk about you protecting women, and then on a very couple songs later, you're fucking making a pun about a woman being shot? That's insane to me. Not to bring this in here, we have all this conversation surrounding anti-Semitic things going on in the world right now. I also find it funny that a half Jewish rapper can literally get on record and talk about a black woman being shot and make fun of it and poke fun at it. I'll use my words carefully, and nobody says anything about that aspect of it. It's just weird to me. It's just weird. Let me get into my best songs. Rich Flex, Major Distribution, and On BS. I like Middle of the Ocean, and I also like 3 AM on Glenwood. Also, what the fuck was that last song that closed out the album? I guess it's Fuck Me. What was that? Worst song. Let me get into it. That's the worst song. No need to even look around. It's Guess It's Fuck Me. That's the worst song on here. Best line, I really like when 21 and Drake go back and forth, and he says, 21 says a line like, I'll jump on your song and make you look like the feature. And then Drake comes on and say, I get on your song and make your label think they need ya. For real. Bar. Also, while saying that, it's some lines on here I think Drake wrote for 21. No one's mentioning that, but I do think it's some bars on here that I think Drake wrote for 21. Let's wrap this up though. Though it felt like I probably bashed this album in this review, and I don't really think it's a bashable album, except for those things that I bashed. I just wanted to point out certain things that we should be paying attention to when we listen to these artists who are the biggest of the big, and they put out these records. And I know sometimes as a fan myself of artists, we could fall into this trope. We'll take the bare minimum and love it like it's the best, like it's the best that it can be, and we get lost in the sauce sometimes. Who I'm happy for 21. If anything from this album, I'm happy that 21 has an album with Drake and it's getting this publicity, and more people are listening to 21. He's already fucking huge, but more people are gonna listen to 21 after this. That's the best thing. That's the highlight of this album to me. Man, it's so much I want to say. I feel like, fuck it, it's my show, I can say it. I feel like these artists, whether it's Drake, whether these big artists, I'm gonna say this last thing and I'm gonna bounce. I feel like with these big artists, they'll use these younger artists. Like they'll get that fuel from you. Like they'll take that from you and then they'll keep riding off. Because truthfully, this album sounds like Drake has some music and that shit wasn't finished. And 21, come fuck, yo, listen to this shit. I'm pretty sure they made some records together, but for the most part, it sounds like Drake has some songs and he needed some help. As crazy as that sound. Because those last 2 albums that you dropped, last 3 for real, if we want to be real, it just, I feel like I'm going to get sniped after this. I don't want to say too much. I feel like just enjoy it. I enjoy it. But don't amp it like this is the greatest shit since sliced bread, because it's not. And that's it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new Drake album. Let me know. See, I'm even saying it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new Drake and 21 Savage album. I did like some songs on here, but I just see through the smoke and mirrors, man. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like, who's gonna be this real in the review about a Drake album? No one. As always, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.